Robert making his first start, first college game, all that stuff, what are the things you kind of have to guard against, I guess, with letting his emotions get the best of him early?
Well, what you just said there, emotions, overexcitement. What we've been battling all fall camp really is the notion that he feels that he has to make every play. Getting him to play within the defense, I mean, that's been an ongoing deal. But especially going out in that first game, I can't even fathom just the amount of pressure on him, outside of all the other stuff, the recruiting aspect, being number one player in the nation, now starting as a true freshman. But if he can just understand, just to go out and just play the game like he has the last 4 weeks, then I think he'll be fine.
We saw him do things in camp, Chris, but are you concerned at all about just turning on the lights, first college game, getting him acclimated in that regard?
Sure I am. I've talked to some of the older guys about it too, Cameron Wiggum and C.J. Johnson. I got him rooming with C.J. on purpose the night before the game. I think that'll be good for him. And then, out there as the game goes on, in between plays, on the sideline, in between series, just those guys talking to him. It can't just be me every time. Guys that actually did it themselves, and CJ sees everything out there, so he's gonna know when something's going on with Robert and let him know about it.
There was an emphasis on Robert, from day one, obviously, but with injuries to Cam and then CJ wasn't 100%, he got thrown into the fold immediately from day one till the last week of fall camp. How far did he come?
He came a long ways. I was actually really impressed with him picking up the defense like he did. He still has mistakes, obviously, but the amount that we were able to put on him, like you said, getting thrown in there right away, and I think that was perfect for him. There was no, so to say, learning curve. In the first 2 weeks, he was just thrown in there. We coached on the run, and mentioned before that he would stay after meetings, just him and I, to go over that film and then slow it down and coach. Just let him go full speed on the field, make a quick correction here and there, but then really in the film room explain why are you doing this wrong and how it needs to be done.
Athleticism and strength are obvious, but how is his technique?
It varies. It really does, up and down. But with a freshman, and I've gone back and watched film with Clowney and seeing some of the same things. Just natural athleticism, making plays, and you see both of them doing the wrong thing a number of times and making the plays. So trying not to overcoach him. I want him to make plays and not play tentative, but we just gotta that stuff will come with experience, obviously.
With Robert's rise there, have you had to try and kind of keep Cameron up, kind of deal with him mentally like that? What's that been like?
No, Wiggum's sharp as can be, one of our sharpest guys, him and CJ. And, the ability to play Wiggum back and forth at bandit and end give us a lot of flexibility, whether we want to do something scheme-wise on defense or whether or not a certain team wants to run the ball into the boundary. When you put Wiggum over there now to solidify that side, it really allows us to do a bunch of things.
How's Isaac physically?
He's really coming on. I haven't done a lot of interviews this camp, but the last time I talked to you guys, I was really unsure about him. Felt better about CJ, and then it was like he just turned a corner the last 2 weeks. He's just been progressing, and he's actually the heaviest he's been since he's been here. So, it was amazing the last couple of weeks how he's come along.
What kind of role do you see Carlos Thompson and Chandler Ward having?
I see them both having a role. How big a role, you just got to wait and see. I'm just so excited to see all these guys really in the first game action, see how this position group's going to develop, everybody's role, like you said. I think we'll know a lot more after this week, but both those guys are going to play, and how much just kind of determines on the way the game's going and how everybody else is doing.
How close to 100% is CJ right now?
I would probably guess 90%. I would just be guessing though. Every day's progress, and of course, we can get him medicated before the game. I think he should be close to 100%.
Is that something that no matter how well he gets, he's going to have to deal with it a little bit all year?
I don't know about all year. The trainer tells me, that it's just a process, and hopefully by week 2, 3, 4 that he's feeling 100% every day. Of course, he's going to have to play through pain early on here, because he's going to be going. Talking to him last night about how many reps he thinks he can go, and we'll just see how the pain tolerates.
Let's say about Woody getting started at those times.
Yeah, he's just had a great offseason. I've always thought highly of Woody, and to come in fall camp and continue to play at a high level, I think he gives us, a great 1-2 combination with Isaac, and let those guys battle it out. And I'm really excited to see what he does.